A Michigan mom is suing school board members at one school district. Now she is being represented by the Mackinac Center for Public Policy in Midland. The lawsuit says this woman was reported to the Department of Justice after she spoke out against the school board. Mid-MichiganNow's Courtney Bennett joins us. Courtney, what is the basis of this lawsuit?
Dave, the lead attorney tells me they filed this lawsuit against school board members in the Chippewa Valley School District. According to this attorney, when Sandra Hernden spoke against the board saying remote learning took a toll on her children, and according to this complaint, they reported her to the Department of Justice and her employer, a Metro Detroit Police Department. Now, according to the complaint, the letter from the president of the school board said Hernden was harassing board members. The Mackinac Center for Public Policy says she was sticking up for her children. Hernden says, in part, I can live with a lot of things and being called a lot of names, but none of this will stop me from fighting for my children. I'm bringing this case not just for my family, but for all the families like me who feel like they don't have a voice. The Mackinac Center for Public Policy says this is why they filed this complaint.
The board's activities tried to chill my client's right to speak out against what the board was doing. We're not seeking significant money. The claim is only for $1. It's really about sending that message that school boards and other governments have to listen to speech, even if they disagree with it, because that's ultimately what the First Amendment requires.
Today was just one of the many protests the group We Can't Wait held, fighting to get what members tell me are essential and basic needs for those who survived horrific accidents. They tell me after more than a year of fighting, they're starting to see some movement.
I don't know.
We wanted to let them know that we're not going away because that isn't an option.
Yesterday, No Fault Insurance Took My Care Away, a song sampled from the Beatles that We Can't Stop protesters sang at the Michigan State Capitol building.
Our entire group today got together and we had candles, pretend candles, and sang the song several times in the front of the chamber for the House and for the Senate.
Maureen Howell, a mother of a survivor of a catastrophic accident and member of We Can't Wait, tells me the protest did gain the attention of the Republican Party.
Honestly, they've kind of been the holdup. They're in charge, and it's not, we have 23 bills that are just sitting there, many which would fix it in different ways, but nevertheless would assist with what needs to happen for repair of this bill. And we're hearing kind of some noise about needing maybe to do something about this, but we have heard that before, and so I'm not about to get my hopes up at this point, but I'm sure hoping that they really mean it.
The law change went into effect last July, and now according to a new independent study done by the Michigan Public Health Institute, 37% of people who received physical therapy through the No Fault plan lost their coverage.
30% of the people responding to the survey have applied for Medicaid. And that means they are financially destitute because of this change in the law.
Others lost transportation, home care, and medication coverage, along with a long list of other needs.
We've got people who are suffering, who are losing, and are at the end of the ropes. Yesterday, auto no fault took my care away. Now it looks like pain is here to stay. Oh, I wish it was yesterday.
Now, that same study done by the Michigan Public Health Institute suggests that 66% of people who did the survey experienced feelings of anxiety, depression, or despair, and 35% experienced the lack of progress in rehabilitation. The study also shows the increases in health and medical, behavioral problems, and those unable to get needed equipment.
This $1.5 million over the course of 3 years will be given to the University of Michigan Flint for public safety. Ray Hall is the chief of police on campus. He says a year ago, Mayor Sheldon Neely and Flint Police Chief Terrence Green approached him asking for his help in patrolling this area. Now this money will add more officers to the staff.
This gives us more additional personnel, 5 to be exact.
Within the last 3 months, the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation has granted more than $2.3 million to public safety measures in downtown Flint between U of M Flint and Operation Arrowhead through the Genesee County Sheriff's Office.
By doing our small part, by freeing some of their resources up, they're able to focus on some of our fragile neighborhoods and reduce those calls for service times that are so important to the quality of life for everyone.
Hall tells me this is nothing new. There are cities across the country that use their college policing to help in the community.
Midtown in Detroit with Wayne State. University of Chicago does very similar activities. So this is not unique to us. We're leveraging best practice, evidence-based policing.
He says evidence-based policing involves looking at those crime stats.
We won't make the determination of our success built on how many arrests or how many tickets. We're going to make the determination of our success on enhancing the quality of life and crime stats and reducing those crime stats.
The Charles Stewart Ma Foundation says they invest where there is a need.
Given that residents have consistently raised public safety as a concern for them, and the campus had reached out to us with that request. There's a lot of communities that are looking at what their needs are around public safety, and so we try to be responsive in Flint when organizations come to us with that need.
Chief Hall tells me their goal is to make downtown Flint a place where people want to be. He says they have really followed the model in downtown Detroit, where they have added police to Wayne State University to patrol Midtown.